What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be analyzing Xiangli Yao's kit, as well as covering all his animations that are currently out, as well as some other news that you might find very interesting. So if you enjoy this type of content, let me know by liking the video, leaving a comment in the comment section below, and consider subscribing to the channel. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. First thing we're going to discuss is the possibility that Xiangli Yao will be a free character. This is coming from the stormywaves.net Discord, and this is a translation from Chinese. If we read all this part, we're going to skip all the way to the bottom. We have established such connections since we started walking together in the Moon Tree House. Explore the truth, Hoshimo. Listen to the hustle and bustle of the crowd. I am very happy to experience all this with you. And then in quotes or in parentheses, if the popularity value of the Moon Chasing Festival reaches 6,000, you can get a 5-star character, Xiangli Yao. So this is implying that there's going to be some sort of event, and they're going to give us a free copy of Xiangli Yao if we reach a certain milestone, which is really nice. So we're over here in the Wuthering.wiki website. I'm going to link this in the description. These are the upgrade materials for Xiangli Yao. He uses the Scar cards as weekly materials, and as well as these, like, I don't know, twirly whatevers. He uses the Tempest Mephis Tacit Core. So if you are going to pre-farm for him, this is where you get his Tacit Core. So there we go, but I will make a pre-farm guide as I usually do. Now, before we get into the actual kit, I will play all the current animations that we have of Xiangli Yao. It's about 2 minutes, but I'm going to have timestamps, so if you just want to skip ahead until my breakdown, I will have that also in the video. So let's just get right into it. The first thing we're going to cover is going to be his basic attack. Unfortunately, we don't have his heavy attack, his mid-air attack, or his dodge counter in animation form, but none of his damage really comes from any of that. This is very generic basic attack combos, and heavy attack and mid-air attack. They're very generic, very basic. Nothing special about them. So not having them in animation form actually does nothing for us. So at least I'm going to be able to show you what the five hit basic attack looks like. This is it right here. He's going to do 2 hits, 1 hit, 3, 4, and the laser is going to be number 5. So that's pretty much what his basic combo is going to look like. It looks pretty cool. It doesn't really look like a regular traditional basic attack hit combo. He has a little bit of an uppercut, sliding kick into a laser, which is pretty nice. So let's move along. Resonance skill deduction. I don't think we have this in an animation form either, and we don't really have much of a description. It just attacks the target, dealing electro damage. And honestly, his multipliers on this scale is pretty piss poor. 198 at level 10. It's dog water. It's actually garbage. So this skill, just based off the multipliers, we won't even have to worry about this skill. We're probably never going to use this. Okay, his Resonance Liberation. I'm going to read it first, and then I'm going to go through the animations. Attacks the target, dealing electro damage, and enter Intuition. When in Intuition, obtain 3 hypercubes each time Resonance skill Law of Rains is cast. Consume 1 hypercube. Intuition ends once all hypercubes are consumed. His basic attack and heavy attack are replaced with Pivot and Impale, which performs up to 3 consecutive attacks, dealing electro damage. Resonance skill Deduction is replaced with Resonance skill Divergence, which deals electro damage. Dodge attack is replaced with another dodge attack. It's kind of hard. We kind of like, they don't have the names of the attacks here in the damage table, so I can't really tell you which one is which. But from the animations and what we read from the description, we're going to be able to pick out kind of what it is. So I'm going to play for you guys what the ultimate looks like. Looks really nice. Boom. Really cool. And now you notice that he has 3 little cubes floating around. Let me see if I can make this bigger so you guys can see. He has 3 little cubes running around here that float around him, and his basic attack combo kind of turns into this right here. So he does it 2 punches, 1 down. Like, it's pretty much like a hyped up version of his regular basic attack combo. Notice that is very reminiscent to it. To be able to understand more about his Resonance Liberation, because his Resonance Liberation and his Forte Circuit are pretty much tied together, pretty much kind of like how Calcharo is, that once he ults, he enters this enhanced state in which his Forte kind of like has different stages. So Well, let's go down to the Forte circuit so I can read it, and then we're going to go over it. So this is Forte circuit, Forever Seeking. When obtaining 100 capacity, Resonance Skill Deduction is replaced with Resonance Skill Decipher. So essentially, this is the first part of the Forte. So you have a regular Forte bar. Once that bar fills up, your regular skill that we just read, that we said that we're probably never going to use, is going to be transformed into Resonance Skill Decipher, which I don't think we've seen it yet in animation form. It's going to attack the target. Wait, let me highlight it so you guys can follow along. Attack the target, dealing electro damage instead of Resonance Liberation damage. This is very important because now we know how to buff Xiangli Yao, and we already know that Yin Lin buffs Resonance Liberation damage and electro damage. So we already know that Yin Lin is going to be a very, very strong partner for Xiangli Yao. Probably a better partner than Calcharo himself, but that's a whole nother video. Okay, Resonance Skill Law of Rain. So when Intuition is triggered, which Intuition is when you trigger your ultimate, triggered by Resonance Liberation, obtaining 5 performance capacity, Resonance Skill Divergence replaces Resonance Skill Law of Rain. So let's compare Xiangli Yao to Calcharo. With Calcharo Ultimate, his Forte bar is kind of like replaced for a sectioned Forte bar. So it has like little chunks. So these 5 little chunks of these 5 little chunks are called performance capacity. The way you get performance capacity is all the way down here. You obtain 1 by hitting the attack pivot on hit, the attack 2 and 3 basic on hit. So you can get up to 3 from doing your basic combo, and then you can obtain 2 by doing divergence on hit. Divergence is over here. Whenever you are in Intuition, your skill is going to be transformed into divergence. So if you hit your divergence, you're going to get 2 stacks. If you perform your basic hit combo, you're already going to have 5. And I think we actually get to see what divergence looks like. Let's go ahead and play it because we already understand that once he ultimates, let's play it from when he ultimates, right? Let's actually do it right here. Once he ultimates, he's going to enter this enhanced state, and he's going to be doing this enhanced combo that we're looking at right now. And at some point, he's going to be doing in this video, it's going to be doing some animation that is going to be the divergence. This right here that he's doing right now, this is the enhanced skill divergence right there. That's it. And the reason I know that is because when he did it, we did not lose any cubes. And whenever you go into Law of Rains, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, whenever you use your skill and you are in Law of Rains and it's not divergence, you're going to be spending your cubes. But we're going to read that a little bit later. So right now we are seeing what divergence is and intuition. That's pretty much what it is. Law of Rains, attack the target, dealing electro damage considered as Resonance Liberation damage. Mid-air attack, revamp. Shortly after casting Resonance Skill Law of Rains or Resonance Skill Divergence, use basic attack to perform mid-air revamp at the cost of stamina, dealing electro damage considered as Resonance Liberation damage. Capacity, which is the Forte stacks that he has, Xiangli Yao can hold up to 100. Yeah, whenever it reaches 100, his regular Resonance Skill is going to be replaced with the Resonance Skill Decipher. As I was saying, Xiangli Yao can hold up to 100 capacity. When in Intuition triggered by Resonance Liberation, Xiangli Yao cannot obtain any more capacity. Obtain capacity for every basic attack hit, or obtain capacity for every Resonance Skill deduction on hit. And then we already covered the performance capacity as stacking. Xiangli Yao can hold up to 5 performance capacity. When in Intuition, triggered by Resonance Liberation, obtain performance capacity by hitting the stage 1 of basic attack, 2 and 3 of basic attack, and you can have, actually, I think stage 2 and 3 each give 2. So I think if you just hit your basic combo, you're just going to have 5 already. So you're going to be able to do, you're going to be able to go straight into Law of Rains, which is the cube. And then also we can obtain 2 performance capacity for every Resonance Skill Divergence on hit. But if we use Resonance Skill Divergence and we use a basic attack after, we're going to perform revamp, and that's going to give us another 5. So it's really simple. The gameplay loop follows as you do the ultimate. You're going to do your basic hit combo, and that's going to give you 5 stacks. You're going to be able to use Law of Rains. Then you're going to do performance capacity, Resonance Skill Divergence, and then you're going to follow it up by a basic attack, hitting the mid-air attack revamp. That's going to give you 5 hits as well. That's going to give you 5 performance capacity as well, and that's going to give you your second Law of Rains. And then you also have a third one, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. But let's go back up here. So let's go back up here with the Resonance Liberation. It says here, obtain 3 hypercubes. Each time Resonance Skill Law of Rains is cast, consumes 1 hypercube. Intuition ends once all hypercubes are consumed. So essentially the gameplay loop, since you get 3 cubes, the gameplay loop is going to look a little something like you do your ultimate, and then you're going to go from there into your basic hit combo. That's going to give you 5 stacks of performance capacity, which means you're going to be able to fire off Law of Rains. Then I don't know if it resets every 5. I don't know if you have to obtain 5 every time. I'm assuming it does because they're giving us more ways to total 5 performance capacities. So once you do your first basic hit combo, you're going to follow it up with a Law of Rains skill. After that, you're going to perform your resonant skill Divergence. And then once you hit it, you're going to press the basic attack one more time. And it's going to do the mid-air attack revamp. That's going to give you another 5 performance capacity. And you're going to be able to fire off your second Law of Rains. And then you can follow it up along with another basic hit combo for a third Law of Rains. And then after that, you're going to exit your Hypercube or your intuition state. All right, so we talked about his ultimate, we talked about intuition, we talked about the hypercubes and Law of Rains and all that stuff. So in this animation that I'm going to play right now, let me make it a little bigger. In these animations we're going to play right now, he's going to be performing the Law of Rains, and I'm going to try to like explain it as he goes. So right now I think, yeah, that's it right there. That's a Law of Rains. And notice that let's rewind it a little bit. That looks really cool. Oh my gosh, it looks so cool. Oh shit. Okay, let's go back here. Notice that he has 3 cubes right here, right? We all see the 3 cubes. As soon as he starts the animation, it's just 1 cube. That's it, just 1 cube. So now he lost the intuition. I don't know how it worked. I don't know if it has a timer. I don't know if you have to use him within a certain time. But that is pretty much what Law of Rains is going to look like, which is one of the coolest abilities I've ever seen. Look at that. God damn, that looks so fresh. So just to recap how his kit actually works, you're going to fire off your ultimate and you're going to get these 3 hypercubes. These 3 hypercubes are your main ways of doing damage, and the way you deal damage with them is by stacking these things called performance capacities, which we stack by doing your basic attack hit combo while you're in intuition, or doing your resonant skill followed by a revamp. So once you obtain 5 of those performance capacities, you're going to be able to use your skill and use your Law of Rains attack, which is the one that's going to actually spend one of the cubes. You can do this up to 3 times per ultimate. So once you use your third hypercube to deal your damage, your intuition is going to be over, and then your ultimate is going to go away, and then you're going to have to repeat that again. So Xiangli Yao is very reminiscent to Calcharo in the sense that they both have to trigger their ultimate in order to deal their damage. Although Calcharo's window of opportunity, or with DPS window, is very, very tiny, and you really have no room to dodge, and the fact that his dodge counter doesn't even stack his combo is just nonsense. But regardless, I think Xiangli Yao is going to have a much easier time getting his max potential DPS out, because you can kind of pick and choose when to use your cubes and when not to use your cubes. So you can stack your 5 performance capacities and then hold the cube until you have a window to actually hit the enemy. With Calcharo, you kind of just have to spam left click and then hope for the best, hope you don't die, you know? One thing I did forget to mention earlier is that he does have an outro skill that allows him to attack while he's off the field. I don't know if it counts as a coordinated attack, but it does seem like he's going to be attacking while he's off the field, which is pretty nice. But yeah, that's it for Xiangli Yao. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If we do end up getting a Xiangli Yao for free, I mean, it's going to be a rip for me because I already invested a lot for Calcharo. So I'm going to have to re-spend my resources into another electric DPS. So it is what it is. It is the nature of gacha games. Calcharo was bound to be replaced at some point. I just didn't think it was going to be this soon. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, see ya.